We're live! Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Funny Shrink Podcast. I'm here with my lovely and talented co-host, Frank King.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Frank, what's going on?
Oh, it's a Sunday. When we get done here, I got to get on my Nordic track behind me there. I took all the clothes I was drying off of it, and I got to do a half an hour, do a little perfect push-ups, some perfect roll-ups, and then dive into whatever paperwork I've got scheduled for today. How about you?
I have no idea. It's raining out here in New Jersey.
Oh.
So I will probably be staying home. I've gotten into watching Grey's Anatomy. I always start watching shows as they go off the air.
So 10 or 12 seasons of that thing.
Yeah, I'm on episode 3. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so you found out who McDreamy is. Pretty much that's as far as you've gotten.
He is kind of McDreamy, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's bring our guest host, our guest speaker on. It's Dr. Robb Kelly. He is an addiction and recovery expert, and I would love to hear all about what he does. And yeah, let's do that. Dr. Robb, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm living the dream instead of dreaming the living. Live from San Antonio, Texas. Unbelievable. It's about 170 degrees here. Like, not really. It feels like 170, though. It was crazy because when I come over here, they said, it gets to about 110 in San Antonio. I was like, well, it gets to 110 in England. It's in the oven, but it's still 110.
But it's a different 110, I hear. Like, it's not as hot as it is in New York.
No, I believe so, yeah. There's a lot of humidity about, though, but, we got a really cold today. It's about 75 today, which is freezing over here. It's hot and cold weather.
We went trick-or-treating in 30-degree weather.
Man, that's not trick-or-treating. That's trick-or-freezing.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's cold. Woo.
Yeah, we had candy, but no trick-or-treaters. Nobody came.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people won't go into the doors at all. They were
Yeah. I found that. Yeah. Well, when we're out in the suburbs over here, but all the neighbors, I say neighbors, they're about a mile apart, but all our neighbors decided we're going to put tables at the end of the driveway so that people come on and just take with them. We'll stand there in costumes. But yesterday afternoon, my wife, whilst planting tulip bulbs, fell off somewhere and broke her ankle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. So we couldn't get her to the end of the drive, but she has been a pain in the ass all day long. Oh, did I say that? I'm nurse, I'm clean her up, I'm wash her, I'm walk the dogs. I've got like 4 patients, 3 podcasts. I've not stopped yet since 1 a.m. Not been to sleep all the time going. She's got me working 24 hours a day. It's horrible. I do it all for $200 a day.
You got a nice little slave driver there, Dr. Robb.
I know. I'm going to have to, I don't know. It's just crazy. She's, and she doesn't send you to the kitchen for one thing, by the way. She says, oh, can I get a Coke? Yeah, no problems. Come on, way back. Oh, can I have a glass as well? Yeah, no problems. Oh, can you put some ice in it? Yes, no problems. And I go back and can I have a cake? Can I have oh, God. I've only come to the office to get a break.
She American, Dr. Robb?
Oh, yeah. Texas, born and bred. Yeah.
Oh, dear God. Sorry about that.
I know. I don't know. We've only been married for 5 years, but God bless her. It feels like 50. All right, if she's listening, that was a joke. Just put a disclaimer in there because, you never know. But, yeah, she's an awesome woman.
Well, expression over here, Dr. Robb. I wouldn't take $1 million for my wife. I wouldn't give you a nickel for another one.
That's true, yeah. I love that.
You're doing something to look forward to. I've been married for 3 weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, I've had no comment from me. What do you say, Frank?
You can cram a lot of marriage into 3 weeks if you try really hard.
Especially in Las Vegas.
So I'm excited to have you on the show. We've not met yet. I've been in touch with people who work for you, who sing your praises. Why don't you tell the Funny Shrink podcast a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, my name's Dr. Robb. They call me the Addiction Doctor, or the Gordon Ramsay of the addiction world, whichever mood you're in. I'm an addictionologist. A chronic alcoholic myself, and I suffered badly, so I got into the industry when I got well. I came off the streets. It took me to the streets. So I spent 14 months on the streets, loss of children, wives, cars, houses, medical license, bank accounts. Parents wouldn't speak to me. Brother and sister disowned me, and I was abandoned on the streets for about 14 months. And then that was 27 years ago. And I got off the streets after a year. And I've spent the rest of my life working with alcoholics, with addicts, and most importantly, the families, to make sure they don't get down to the place I went to, because I never thought I would ever go down to the places I went. But, alcoholism and mental health does not discriminate, unfortunately.
How much time do you have?
I never tell anybody how much time I have, just because it's really important for me. Well, there's two reasons. First of all, I had a sponsor who was 45 years sober, who drugged me one night back at his house with sleeping tablets, and I woke up next morning in bed with him. So time of longevity of sobriety doesn't mean anything to me after that. And of course, if you've got a day or two sobriety, it's amazing, what you can teach somebody else. But it's in the double figures, and 8 to 8 to say it, 8 to 8 to say it. But yeah, it's a few days now.
Talk about 13 stepping.
I know, yeah, and I don't know. It was just it was a horrible time in my life. I was just before I come home, as I was staying with people. So I don't know. It's just the way it is. It's the dangerous situations that I put myself in, and you pay the price. That's just the way it is. I've got no ill will towards anybody that I met during them days, but I just make sure that today I just live life to the full. I'm nearly 60. I dye my hair blonde. I wear crazy colored clothes. I've got 160 pair of sneakers. I drive a Mercedes McLaren. I wear Rolex watches. I don't give a shit. I'm just living life because, I lost a lot of stuff, and I spent a lot of times crying on homeless and in 12-step meetings, and just everyone disowned me. But I'm back. That's all I say. You can't keep a good man down, Frank. You know that.
What's a Mercedes McLaren?
It's a Mercedes two-seater sports car, and it's the engine's by McLaren, the racing people. So it's a 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, and it costs about 190,000.
Hell,
not bad for a homeless guy, huh?
No,
I know. It's crazy.
To live out of.
Say again. Sorry, Mike.
To live out of, if you can.
Oh yes, exactly, definitely. Living in style.
So you've done the whole 12-step thing. Do you still go to meetings, or what?
I do. I think I'll always go to meetings just because of the fellowship there. I do one meeting a week where I chair the meeting. I hold a meeting with other people, but I do a couple of online stuff, and that's all I do really today, because I work with people 6 days, 7 days a week. I work with people with alcohol and drug problems. So
I've been in recovery for a while myself, and I've gotten out of the habit of going to meetings, but I feel like the fellowship, the people, are still my lifeline to the program.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's nice to meet them all, and we all go for lunch after. There's like 30 of us every Saturday that go for lunch after and just enjoy each other's company. So yeah, it's pretty good, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm not an alcoholic, but we moved here 10 years ago. I didn't know anybody, and I thought, hey, AA meeting, they're not going to turn me away. No, honest to goodness, I thought if I ever moved someplace and didn't know a soul, and had to find a tribe. And my mother was an alcoholic, so I guess I'm the adult child of an alcoholic. I'd go to an AA meeting, because they, come one, come all.
Yeah, free coffee.
Yep. Fellowship. Mike said fellowship.
So you've devoted your life to really helping people recover, and that's an admirable effort. What would you tell somebody who is struggling right now?
Got to remember a couple of things. Alcoholism is the only self-diagnosed illness in the world. So 10 DUIs do not make you an alcoholic. So if you think you got problems, if you think you're drinking too much. Oh, and by the way, if you ever ask somebody, do you think I'm an alcoholic? You're probably an alcoholic. Out there, you know? So everybody knows somebody. And if you don't, it's probably you. But the biggest thing I would say is start talking to somebody, you know, start dialogue. Because I didn't. I was embarrassed, guys. You know, I was like, I'm a doctor. I'm doing well. I live in this big $1 million house. Who am I going to speak to? You know, it's like I come from the projects, the council estates in England. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I grew up in poverty, you know. So I made something for myself. I become a musician, which started to earn money. But I was a musician at Abbey Road. I was the session bass player. So I played with Queen, Elton John, David Bowie, all them guys. So I put myself through college, you know, but I couldn't speak to anybody. Nobody was there. And that's my biggest downfall. You know, if you think you have a problem, guys, start dialogue with somebody, anybody. Call me up. I don't care. Call somebody up.
Well, tell us about your practice, Dr. Robb. What's the day of practice besides starting at 1 a.m. look like for you?
Well, it's real easy. You know, it's 1 hour a day for 90 days. You spend 5 days with me, 2 days with a psychotherapist. It's online only now. We very rarely take face-to-face just because of COVID. And we've been doing telehealth for about 8 years. So we're pretty good at it now. It's like I say, 90 days. We work on neural pathways. We don't work on the alcohol. We don't think the alcohol is the problem. You know, the way I think, the way my neural pathways, the trauma at childhood, all wrapped up of me remapping my brain to be the person I am today. So I can put the drink down. If I don't change the way I think about the drink, I'm going to pick it back up again. So it has to be a complete psychic mind change of mind and behavior. So we practice and teach neuro-linguistic programming, which is basically changing neural pathways from self-sabotaging to healthy. And then we use somatic experience, which teaches the body and you how to look for signs of relapse, because we get all sorts of signs before we're going to relapse. So once you get this psychic change that we talk about, and you have to have a spiritual awakening, you have to believe in something, I don't care what it is, then your DNA changes. Once your DNA changes, then you're this different person than you was before. Hence, you'll never drink again. In fact, we're the only company in the world that offers a money-back guarantee with our IOP. We're the only company in the world. We've been operating for 27 years with 5.5, nearly 6,000 patients. And I always carry this about, it's 100 grand. No one's claimed it yet. No one's ever relapsed. So it's a crazy, hard, aggressive program, not for everybody. You have to pass an assessment, and the assessment is very strict. If I don't think you're ready, we won't take you on. I'm the guy that turned down, I don't know if you heard about it in the papers, Britney Spears in Dallas for $1 million. She came to us. She closed down a restaurant to meet us, and she turned up an hour late drunk. And I said, I'm not working with you. Yeah, drunk out of her head. And Jamie, her father, said, I'll give you $1 million. And I said, no, I can't do it. You know, you have to be ready. So I believe in having fun. I believe in laughter. I believe in making light of everything. Like, we'll go out all the time, me and my wife, and somebody will say, do you want a drink? And I'll say, can you give me a large vodka? And the whole of the room who knows me goes, what? Go, calm down, guys. You know, you got to have fun with it. Laugh. We laugh every single day. We dance in the bathroom together, me and my wife, all my friends. We laugh and joke about it. I mean, it's just about living life, you know. Don't get stuck in the AA meetings. Don't get stuck in, you know, oh my God, I've got this disease. This isn't an affliction, guys. This is a freaking superpower. I'm empowered to do this stuff, and empowered people empower people. I know that for a fact. So I'm the living proof, from, you know, homeless to one of the greatest minds in the modern addiction world is what they call me. And I like that. It proves to myself that I've done well. And they took my kids off me, guys, at the age of 1 and 3. They took my eldest daughter, my youngest daughter off me 28 years ago. And only 2 years ago did my eldest daughter get back in touch with me after 25 years and said, Dad, I want to see you. And I went over there to England. I held my daughter for the first time in 25 years. And she says, Dad, I've got something to show you. So she walked me inside the apartment and she handed me my 9-month-old granddaughter.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's right there and then I knew that I'd made it. Not forget the financial stuff, forget all the fame, the TV, the books, forget all that. You know, in my heart, in my head, holding my daughter and my granddaughter, I've made it. I finally made it. Oh, and the Black American Express always helps as well, but we'll not talk about that.
oh, listen to you.
Well, I didn't know you had to be invited, and I didn't know they sent a special person to your house to present it to you. I thought the freaking Queen had arrived. I'm like, holy shit, hide all of China. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 24 hours? It's unbelievable. So yeah, living the dream.
So tell me about that logo behind you. The I know what the K. I see the K. What's the 7?
The 7 is my lucky number. I was born on the 7th of the 761, which is 7. So behind me is a 7, an R, and a K.
R, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
Robb Kelly.
It's amazing, that, isn't it? I drew that when I was drunk. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I didn't. I was sober.
Rob, let me ask you. You said that the what you do. I love your model, how you work. What you do is, it sounds like the steps on steroids. Like,
yeah, it kind of is. You know, we use the first edition in our practice. We have 4 practices. We have Dallas, San Antonio, Manchester, and Zurich. And it's kind of, we use the first edition because it's public domain of the book. But yeah, I mean, it's one of these, you know, I'm either an alcoholic or an addict, is either all in or you're all out. Let's not mess around. There's no middle of the road for me. You know, I'm either going to be the best or I'm not going to touch it. And that's what the program's based on, is my experience with my psychology and my, I also have a PhD in behavioral science. So a lot of it is watching, you know, people talk, watching the hands, watching the eyes, watching the face, watching the involuntary muscles. So I can tell when you're lying, and we just build lives. The alcohol and drugs is easy. Anybody can stop doing that. Can we stay stopped? If your life is amazing, you probably can. So we build people up. In fact, I'll tell you a story. I was working. We picked up a guy in LA from LA jail. We went straight into the courtroom, and there was me, my bodyguard, not mine, to come back home, 3 assistants and a driver. And we took the plane down there, and we got out. And we ended up in the court, and the judge says, "I'm going to put blah blah in your custody, and he's going to take you back to your ranch. He's going to work with you for 90 days." And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "If he goes missing, you'll be back in this court, Dr. Kelly, and you'll be facing me, and it won't be good." So we said, "Whoa, hang on a second." So we went out into the room. We said, "Right, guys, do we want to take this guy or not?" And the guy's a freaking drunk. You know, he's a drug dealer. He's a drug user. He's just a mess. His acting career is done. You know, what are we going to do? And my assistant said, "Take him." So we went back in and we said, "Your Honor, we'll take him." So we handcuffed him and we put him on the plane. We brought him back to DFW. Then we helicoptered him back into the ranch in Princeton. And he stayed with us for 3 months. And we're telling him all the time that you are going to be one of the biggest box office stars in the world. Never mind what you did before. Everyone knew you before. They're not going to know you like you did now. And we built him up and built him up and built him up. And we worked our program. And 2 weeks before he's going to leave, there was a bell, the front yard doorbell went, and the driver drove down to the gate, opened it, and it got a package, come back up. And it said, "It's for your patient." And I walked in, and I give this guy a big brown envelope that was stuffed, and he opened it up, and it was a script. And he said, "Oh my God, this is a script for Iron Man." And I said, "I told you he's going to be one of the greatest actors in the world." And the rest is history. And 4 weeks after that, after he'd gone, one of the biggest white rap stars in the world came to visit as well, and we kept him for 90 days. That's the stuff we do. We also work with the gardener. We work with the driver. We work with anybody. It's not just anybody. We'll take you to the best place you've ever been in your life. That's what we do. And we never fail at what we do. Boom. Well, monsters.
I'd like to have I've been working in show business for 34 years, Dr. Robb, and I've never had an opportunity like that. I think I need to take up drinking and then come down there and give it up.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got your bail money, Frank. Don't worry.
That's who I'm calling. So you said before that,
Frank, is that vodka?
No.
Oh, I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Mike. Go on.
no problem. I totally lost what I was going to say. So don't worry.
That was Frank's fault. It was teasing me. I'm sure it said Stolichnaya on this on the. Oh, it's water. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's right. No, alcoholism runs in my family, Dr. Rob. So and when you're a comic, they either give you drinks or people send you drinks.
Yeah.
And I've got an addictive personality, so I thought, if I never start,
wise man.
Stop.
Wow. Yeah, very true. Wise man. And that's probably why you're as good as you are. Instead of drunk somewhere in the back of a jail, no doubt. Good job. Yeah.
It's the one rule I always had: never drink before a show. I would get loaded after, but never drink before a show. It's how you stay clean, and tell jokes. So, what would you like? I would love to know more about how this idea came to you.
The idea of the program and the company. Yeah. I was always a psychologist in England, though not known. I mean, I was just one of the guys on the corner you went to see, not very busy, just a lower class lifestyle. Drove a 10-year-old car and wore a Timex watch and probably had 3 clients a week, probably did about $600 a week. I mean, I can't remember those days, but after I came off the streets, I wanted to, there's a couple of things I wanted to create. I wanted to create a program where you laugh every day and recover and improve your life and get your wife back and the kids back and the house back and the job and all that stuff. I wanted to create a powerful program that changed people's life. Not the same old crap you see where little Johnny's going into the same treatment center 4 or 5 times in a row. None of that. Let's create something that works. So that's what we did. We created this program from the 27, years until now that I've been on the streets. It's always improving, and there's never any set program for one person. So I wanted to do that. But on the other side, just as importantly, I wanted to create a company where people wanted to work at. You see, I remember when I used to go to work for somebody, and I used to get Sunday night was the worst. You start getting that dull ache in your stomach thinking, damn, I've got work tomorrow. Shit, I've got work. I hated that feeling. So I created this company where it's a bit like Google on steroids in our offices. It's like you always got to come in with a smile. Nothing's, as long as there's no patients in crisis, nothing's off the cards. Like you'll often see me running across the back there with a guitar in my hand, screaming and shouting, and the patients following me and singing. And, there's chaos all over the place. It's awesome. There's no rules. Let's get people well. Let's have a laugh and let's get our life back. I wasted so many years of my life wasted and drunk. Apparently, I met the Queen once. My brother-in-law got knighted. I don't remember that. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember going to the Savoy Hotel with Elton John sniffing cocaine. I don't remember that. Apparently, I was there. I don't remember any of this. So all this stuff, I want a second chance at life. So when I come off the street, I've just created this lifestyle, this company, and this program that beats anybody else, hands down. You can't touch me. I've got the education, I've got the experience, and I've come out of this laughing. I refuse to be sad, man. I refuse to be dull. It's like when I walk in the room, freaking hell, I've walked in. Of course you do. Because I just want to bring, if you can walk away, and you guys will know this, if you can walk away with a smile on your face, my job's done. When you meet me, I mean, I'm an alcoholic. People used to step over me, guys. When I woke up, people just spit on me on the floor. Yeah, you ain't stepping over me now, are you? No way. I'm here, I'm loud, I'm gobby, I'm obnoxious, I'm in your face, I'm aggressive. I'm all them things when I'm working with the disease because I'm not anonymous. But I do really guard other people's anonymity, but I recover out loud so other people can recover in peace. And that's the bottom line.
That's amazing.
My life is crazy. I mean, I'll be honest though, from where I was on the streets that time to where I am today, we had to have God's help. I'm a spiritual guy. I wish I could sit there and tell you I'm this clever, but I'm not. Things happen in my life that are just beyond my measure of mindset. I mean, things just start to happen. That's crazy in my life. Ever since I only came to America for 2 weeks. That's the crazy part. I know. I gave a little bag with 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks worth of money in my pocket. I've not got a pot to piss in England. I come over to speak at a church for 2 weeks, and the woman that picked me up from the church became my second wife, and I stayed in America. That was 14 years ago. Yeah, crazy. So it's been a whirlwind. You know, I used to wake up. You see, I got a pool today. You know where my pool was on the street? Someone pissing in the corner. That's where my pool was. You know, my bedroom, my lounge, and my kitchen was the same bench. The same bench for a year. Piss-stained bench that I used to sleep on and eat at and drink it every day. To where I am today is impossible. I mean, anybody would. How can anybody have a bad day being where I am? You know, it's freaking awesome, man. I love it. I just love helping people. I love being a force to be reckoned with. I'm not fearful of nothing. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. And I forgive all my haters. You know, I've got a bunch of haters out there that don't like what I do. I don't give a shit. God bless you. I'll pray for you tonight.
How
Hey,
long?
tell your mom I said hi.
How long has your center been open?
In America, it's been open for about 12 years now.
Incredible.
12 years. And the crazy thing is, we was in Dallas, and we used to have a half a floor of a very, very big medical building in Highland Park, very high profile. But we came down to San Antonio 2 years ago to retire, and it hasn't worked out that way. Yeah, so you know, I've got loads of TV booked for next year, and so it's good. I like it, man. I don't think I'm ever going to retire. You know, my dad always said to me that the day you retire is the day you die, and I truly believe that. You know, keep working, keep making people laugh, keep getting people well, just keep enjoying life. You know.
Agreed.
I love your philosophy, Dr. Robb. It's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's like whenever there's people get me on podcasts, like, shut up, let me get a word in. It's funny because when I was on the doctors, I've just been signed up for the Doctors 2020. I'll be on there every month. But the last time I was on it, the producers were all, you know, gathered around me. The first time I was on it, like, listen, Dr. Robb, don't be intimidated by the other doctors on there. You know, try and get a sentence in or two. I'm like, holy shit, shut up, will you? They won't be able to get a sentence in. And so it was. I was just going, man, because I'm just excited about life. It's awesome.
This is the question I had before. You call yourself the Gordon Ramsay of addiction. When I think of Gordon Ramsay, I think of him as an asshole. You don't sound like an asshole.
Well, there's two things. So I curse like crazy when I'm working and when I don't work. I'm not going to curse on air because we're live. But I do aggressively curse at people. But not only that, he's also a friend of mine. And I got a very good tip of him once. We're sat in his house once, and this was many years ago. And he said to me, do you know why I'm the greatest chef in the world? So I said, I don't know, because you can cook great. And he went, no, because I tell everybody I am. And I'm like, holy shit. So I started telling people I was the best addictionologist in the world, and it stuck, you know, and great piece of advice. Who's going to argue with you, you know?
Addictionologist, is that a thing?
Yeah, it is. It's the latest thing they call you if you specialize in addiction. It's kind of if you're a doctor and you specialize in addiction and done certain training, they're called an addictionologist. There's only 15 in the country, of which, of course, I'm the best. But I mean, God bless the others. But yeah, it's a word. I mean, I loved it. I mean, addictionology. It sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? It's better than doctor. It's addictionologist. I couldn't say it for the first 3 months. I was drunk. But when I first, I'm joking. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't. I put a disclaimer in there again. Hey, I can always see Mike going, oh my God. Frank, did you get this guy on here? Oh my God, get him off quick. It's crazy.
We have a comment from Robert Killing. I love your spirit of thankfulness and joy, Dr. Robb.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Hey, that's made my day, man. Thank you so much.
I'm writing in because I can't see. That's why.
Ah, I didn't know that. I love it.
I'm over 40. My eyes are going.
Hey.
I'm surprised you can still see, Frank and Rob.
Yeah, 63 years old. Older than you, Dr. Robb.
Wow, you don't look 63, Frank. I've got to say. Jeez.
Well, you know, doing what you love for a living makes a difference, as you well know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Very true. Very true. It's good life. We can't argue with that.
Yeah, I bet you met 40-year-olds who you look at them and you go, 40? Man, you got a lot of miles on you.
I look at people my own age. I go, I said to my wife, do I look like that? No, don't worry, you don't. I'm like, holy crap, they're miserable. And like, they're just, I pull up the signal lights, man. I have a hardtop convertible and I pull up and you got Dr. Dre banging out. And I see the other old guys my age looking and going, how old are you? And I don't give a shit. Someone's got, I used to go to a meeting once. There's this guy there about 60. He used to wear a red top, red shirt, red trousers, red socks, red shoes. He carried a red bag. I used to hate that guy. He's like, how old do you think you are? He's about 60. I'm like, geez, when you dress your age, God's turned me into that guy today. And I can just almost hear other people go, God, but you just act your age. No. How about no? I'm staying the age I am, unfortunately, and just loving every minute of it.
It'll keep you young. Thank you so much for stopping by, Dr. Robb. Do you have anything you want to say or plug or add before we end the broadcast?
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to do, and I only do this because it helps other people, is I have a book. My green screen probably won't show you, but it's Daddy, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking on Amazon. It's the story of my life, the story from riches to rags and rags to riches again. But all the proceeds, not the profits, but all the proceeds, and it's $10, go straight into the community, back into the community around the world. So most people in Texas know that if they're a one-parent family that have children and they're struggling with alcoholism and trying to get their life back, we spent $250,000 last year helping people like that. Go to my website, robbkelly.com, ROBBKLLY.com for more information. You find me all over social media. And guys, if you're listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, I think I have an alcohol problem or a mental health issue, but hey, I can't call anybody because of my stature or because of whatever it is. Listen to this. I'm going to give you my cell phone number. Holy shit. I'm going to give you my cell phone number right now. Shut up. I'm going to give it to him. No, I'm going to 214. I've done it. It's too late now. 214-600-0210. Call me if you're struggling, guys. That's the Dallas number, but I'm in San Antonio. Won't cost you a dime. I'll spend some time on the phone with you. And if you're going through a shit time and you think that your life's crap, I'll give you a pep talk that'll blow your hat off. I promise you.
Amazing. I have a number to prank call now. This is going to be awesome. How many pizzas do you want, Dr. Robb?
Right? Awesome.
Well, and Dr. Robb, I got to tell you, every keynote I do on suicide prevention, I tell the audience, look, if you're suicidal, call the hotline. If you're just having a really bad day, call a crazy person. Here's my phone number. I put it on the screen.
I love it. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping by. This has been the most entertaining half hour I've had in a while.
Well, I had a lot to live up to because I look you both up. It's funny because I have a girl out there and she specializes on getting me on shows. Been on some really huge shows. Been on Oprah. Been on, Dr. Phil, all that game. I'm due to go on Rogan's podcast in January. So what she does is she searches for people that are really good. And then she'll call me up and go, hey, you need to get on these guys' show. And I'm like, okay. I don't even question her. I used to question her. I've never heard of him. But she just goes, hey, Rob, you need to get on this show. And I say, okay. So when it comes through the night before, because I have a bunch of people running my life, I just know last night, 9 o'clock, I get my day. And I looked you guys up, and awesome guys. I want to say thank you for what you do. You make people smile. You make people laugh. You're an inspiration. Mike, you're such an inspiration, man. It's just, it just touches my heart, man. Why do you think I'm stood here when the fucking Cowboys are playing on a Sunday afternoon, watching my time, It's like, and Frank, just a funny guy, Frank. I've watched some of the stuff you do, man. You're both heroes, man, in my book. And I want to thank you because we don't know, do we? I mean, people go, someone passed years ago in my little, I don't know where it was probably in my office. And I heard two girls going, hey, you see what Dr. Robb did this morning with that guy? He was phenomenal. He went out here smiling. And the other girl went, yeah, he's a genius. Did you tell him? And she went, no. And she said, why not? Well, he already knows. We don't know. We don't know. It's up to other people to go, hey, guys, Mike and Frank, awesome job, guys. Thank you so much for what you do. I really appreciate it. And wow, what an honor and just a laugh to be on here today. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Dr. Robb.
All right, stick around, Dr. Rob. Don't go anywhere. I got a couple questions for you. I'm going to end the broadcast, though. Bye, guys.